Hey
Hello,
guys,
everyone.
how are you doing?
Hope you're having a great week.
I hope you all had as good of a week as we did. It wasn't too bad. We had a lot of activity around here. We're going to discuss a little bit. First and foremost, very exciting, the first series of 70-degree days. Yay!
It's warm.
It is.
I don't mind. I prefer 60s myself. So
It's like actually feels
So it's
hot.
been
I mean,
warm.
seriously, we were walking today. It was 74 out. We were in the sun because the sun's getting strong at this time of year, and it was hot. Spike was looking to make a second route around it. Nah, come on. He's over there sleeping, so he really didn't need it either. He just thought he did. So he's been missing Gracie because for the first time
in 2 years.
How long have we had him now? A little over 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Had him a little over 2 years, and there has never been an injury. I thought it in my head. I think Sue said Sue said she said it, but I don't recall. And I did think it in my head just recently too. And sure enough, 3 nights ago, she went to bed. She was fine. She was in the living room here playing. Everything seemed fine. She fell asleep. I picked her up. I carried her to bed. As near as I can remember, she walked into a little cage just fine and collapsed. When she got up the next morning, she couldn't use her right leg. Okay, so she was holding it up. Okay, so
Big baby.
So later that morning, I said, well, to Sue, I was going to walk Spike here in the neighborhood. I said, well, let me just take her and see if she walks. So I hooked her up, and for about maybe the length of half a football field, 40, 50 yards, she didn't walk. Another 20 yards, she partially used her leg. For the whole rest of the walk, she used her leg. Everything was fine. Boom, 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 boom. Came home, stopped at the bottom of the stairs. The leg goes up. She's not walking. The bad leg, the original leg. The following day, I said, Sue, I'm going to take Spike and Gracie for a walk. And my intention was if Spike didn't walk far, that I was going to actually...
Gracie.
If Gracie couldn't walk far, I was actually going to bring Spike back and take him down here to the lake, which is a shorter walk. But I would have given him two walks instead of one, which would have satisfied him. So when we get there, she starts on 3 legs. So I'm thinking, well, she started on 3 legs that day before, so it's okay. She could be on 3 legs today for a little while, and 100 yards go by, and 150 yards go by, and we're about halfway through the 1 mile circle, and she's still not using it. But at that point, she started to slightly use the bad leg. But she didn't really use it too much. She finished the whole rest of the walk on the good leg.
Her left leg.
The one that was never hurt. So what I did, like an idiot, is I overwalked her, and she made all these muscles here super sore because she walked. I didn't make her walk. She followed us. I wasn't like, come on. I thought she'd be fine. I really did.
We thought it'd be good exercise.
Yeah, and so she walked the whole mile. Well, it might be a little short of a mile, might be a little more than a mile. It's debatable, and I don't really know, but it feels like about a mile. I've been walking with these dogs for a long time. It feels like about a mile. We get back to the car. She's still babying the bad leg, but then the next day she's using what originally was the crippled
the next day she used nothing. That was yesterday.
Right.
She didn't really want to put.
Right.
Yesterday was the day she was trying to eat with her 2 front feet.
She's trying to eat on her two front feet, and she fell over. She tried again. She fell over. I steadied her, and then she ate. Then later that day she began using her other leg a little bit. Right. The next morning she gets up, and her original bad leg from 2 days ago is now being used, and the good leg that I made her walk a mile on, I must have made her muscles so sore that she couldn't use it, guys. So that's the deal. We got our first time injury. We have a wicked baby of a dog, and she didn't know what to do. She's never been stifled in her whole life. She's been sick to her stomach a couple of times, but both these guys, thank God,
thank you, dear God,
I'm saying that straight out, have not had any kind of an injury. And so it was the first time, and she was shaking so bad at one point that I thought she was having a seizure, okay? And it was because she was so upset because she couldn't do what she wanted to do.
When you're trying to eat.
She's never had anything like it, never been there, never done that. She didn't understand it. By now, she's pretty calm about it, and she understands that she's not going to, die, okay?
But she'll still shake it because I think it's just effect.
So now she's still, right, so now she's using the original bad leg that she wouldn't use at all, and is now not using the leg that I overwalked her on. And we're hoping by Saturday, which we have an appointment set up for, she's all set. We can cancel the appointment, And if she's not all set, then we'll take her to the vets.
Yeah.
It's really
we tried
hard.
to get her in yesterday, but
It's really hard to get into the vets. It
Yeah,
really
they
is. And
didn't have an
we've been
opening.
long time, you know,
Yeah, for 13
customers.
years.
You know what I mean?
Well, about
And
13
it's still
years.
hard for us to get a.
Yeah.
You know, if you do it out a couple of weeks or something, I guess you're all right. But to try to get one within a few days, it's
Right.
not really good. So we could have got one at 9:15 yesterday, but we had a.
It was 9:10.
9:10, but we had a gentleman here. Well, one of our friends was here with it. He's got a landscaping business. He was cutting down a peach tree, which is our next subject. We've had a peach tree back there since we've lived here. And what happens is the peaches fall off the tree. The dogs eat the peaches, but what was happening last year is Spike was shitting out whole peach pits. So it scared the hell out of us because if one of them gets stuck in his stomach, we're screwed, right?
They're so pointy.
And when I first moved in, I talked to my neighbor Craig, and he said, "You can do whatever you want, but can we keep the peach tree?" And And I said, "Yeah." And then now here we are, a year and a half later, and I don't want to keep the peach tree. She don't want the peach tree, and I don't blame her. And we don't want Spike to get injured, right? And it was making a mess in the backyard where she sits. So I talked to my neighbor, and he agreed. And so, anyways, he was here taking the peach tree down, and we couldn't make that 9:15 appointment.
Well, we couldn't make it anyways because we took us 15 minutes to get there.
We could have made it, but it would have been close. But right, maybe a minute or two late, but we could have got there. But anyways, as it works out, I think she's going to be okay because she's now using what was the original bad injury we thought leg, and now using the overworked leg. So we're assuming by Saturday she'll be fine. If she's not, we'll give you a heads up next week and let you know. So I don't know.
Well, hopefully she'll be better.
So last Saturday my dad turned 88. And last Sunday we went down to celebrate it with him, and we made vanilla cake with chocolate frosting and took him a bunch of coffee ice cream and celebrated his 88th birthday. He was in good spirits. He's doing good. He's getting old. Just saying, there's no doubt about it. He's 88.
Aren't we all?
And he's really gotten older looking in the last 3 years because as little as 4 or 5 years ago, he still looked like he was 70 or 65.
Last year especially.
But he did have a stroke about
a year ago.
A year ago. And so that since then he kind of went downhill some, and he's super skinny and old and drawn and getting forgetful and stuff. But we love him anyways, and we went and celebrated it. And he's looking forward to doing another year because he texted me he wants more of the cake. So if he makes it to 89, we'll make him another cake, which I thought sucked.
Me too.
It was just me. It was a different gluten-free brand that we've never used before, and it was a little bit like eating shoe leather.
Open Nature, which is
normally good. I've had their chocolate cake and it was good, and we've had their brownies and it was good. This one just didn't. I don't know if I did the recipe right. I read it twice.
I took all the frosting off and ate the frosting, didn't eat the cake.
Yeah, because we had Hershey's frosting. It was delicious.
Yeah, it was really good. So he decided he had a little bit of frosting left in the can. He said, "I'll make us some brownies and I'll put the frosting on top." Which I'm like, okay. We don't normally put frosting on our brownies.
Awesome Crestas brownies, awesome.
Yeah. So he put the frosting on it, but he doesn't like it. It's very rich, but it's definitely good.
Even as a kid, they used to have brownies for dessert in the cafeteria, and they used to have chocolate frosting on it. And what I would do is I would buy it, I would scrape the chocolate frosting off and eat it on the side, and then eat the brownie. For me, for some reason, it just doesn't go together. For her, though, she pretty much ate the whole thing.
I did eat the whole thing. There's one piece left. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be eating any more of that
I said to her this morning, "What are you eating?" It was like, I don't know, 9:30. I said, "What are you eating?" Oatmeal. She goes, "No, brownie and coffee ice cream." I said, "Oh, okay, good."
That was my
I tend to do the same thing. The other morning, I had a whole thing of those stupid, addicting chocolate, gluten-free chocolate peanut butter wafer squares. They're outstanding. Even if you're not gluten-free, they're just unbelievably good,
It's a big orange
I ate a whole
bag
pack of them for breakfast the other day, so I definitely...
It's a big orange bag at Walmart.
Definitely get it. So.
And he does like him.
So over here in the woods, across the highway, on the way that we go to do our shopping, we go to Walmart, and we go all, the Best Buy, the typical Stop and Shop. Everything's in that one little area over here in the next town over. And so on that back road, which used to be years ago when we first moved into the area, that back road was nothing but a back road. There was a few homes on it. It was a country road. There was nothing on it. There was farms. There was one ice cream stand, and I believe the Phoenix restaurant was there. Other than that, there was none of it. Now it's Bristol County Sheriff's Department. It's Gaspar Charisse, Linguisa. It's Burlington Coat Factory, Dunkin' Donuts, a weed store. It's got also, the point of this is, it goes on for over a quarter of a mile. I measured it the other day, and as deep as you can see, and from the city on the other side of the hill, you can see this conglomerate. I call it a medical city. Okay, those are
so
all
big
across this country. Me and Sue do a lot of traveling, and we see these big, huge health complexes. Every spot in the parking lot is full. There's people going in, there's people going out, there's people in wheelchairs, there's people sick, there's people with diabetes and all kinds of cancers and heart disease and this and that and this and that. And it's making us wonder,
not wondering, we know, but it's making you think twice about why all this is happening.
Is our food and our chemicals on Earth messing us up that bad to the point where today we need these mega huge medical cities? That's all you can call them.
That's what they
It's
are.
just, so, over here in the woods used to be nothing. All the woods are gone. There's skyscrapers. It's all medical stuff. Anything from psychiatric care to cancer treatment to brain and spine. And then they're not just there. There's another one down the road. And then there's another one down the road. And then there's another one down the road. And the more population you have, the more of them you have. Okay, back in the day, we had doctors, general practitioner doctors. There wasn't all this diabetes. There wasn't all this heart disease. There wasn't all of this all these different types of cancers. I think we're doing it to ourselves, guys. I really do. I think the government has allowed our food to just be basically junk, okay? And the chemicals that is being laid down on this earth, there's no getting away from it. Each piece of food we eat, whether it's organic or not, if it's dissected, it's been contaminated somehow by some sort of chemical. Every living thing on Earth, from the Antarctica all the way around the whole globe, including the microorganisms of the ocean, has chemicals in them. We're saying that's why. Just an observation. Write in the comments and let us know what you think on that. What are your thoughts? Yeah, there's always been diabetes and heart disease, but very little. When we had healthy food and a healthier earth, we were overall healthier. Is it the beginning of the extinction of the human race? Could be, right? Just a question.
Instead of an ice age, we'll have a sickness where everybody just dies because it's getting that bad.
Or a major explosion, or whatever happened to the dinosaurs, or whatever happened to all the prehistoric animals is eventually going to happen to us at our own causing, though. I fully believe that. I really do. I mean, we put chemicals on everything. Our food, our lawns, our road, our air, our water, everything. So, anyway, that's enough. I don't like to get into these heavy discussions here, but it's just an observation that we have made, and it's scary. It's scary. So, okay, I have 2 duck stories. The first one, today we're on a walk, and Gracie was in her carriage because she can't walk, so she watched Spike walk, and we got her out a couple of times and let her pee and put her back in, and she totally enjoyed it. But anyways, I had to walk around this big hill because Sue was pushing the carriage, and it had all kinds of stumps and rocks. There's no way she's going to get the hell up that hill with that carriage. So I sent her off to the left. Me and Spike went right, and we were going to meet on the other side, and we did. We're all standing there talking. We're looking around. There's swans in the pond, and the pond's there, and it's beautiful, sunshiny. And all of a sudden, we hear this racket, and we look up. And this big adult, I say it's a duck, Sue says it's whatever, but it's a big ass bird of some sort, dropped out of the tree, and I swear to God, didn't land more than 20 feet away from us. Boom! On the ground. Oh.
And we didn't know how to help him.
And we couldn't help it, but it scared the shit out of us. It really did. We didn't, and so Spike
sounds
for the whole rest, or most of the rest of the walk, that's all he could focus on. He wanted the duck. What do you think Spike's going to do with a duck? He's going to kill it. He's going to play with it and kill it. Gracie, at that point, who's got the bad leg, who's being pushed, I looked inside the cage and she's pushing with both supposedly bad legs and front legs. Woof, 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 woof. I'm like, look at that. Right?
So in other words, she can move the leg when she wants to, but otherwise she'll just stand there and looks at you. The other day I had her outside in the yard to get some fresh air. I had her on a little blanket laying on the ground, and Spike was just kind of hanging around, and a bird went by. There goes Gracie after the bird, like flying. I'm like, okay, I guess she's not as hurt as we think she is. And then she gets done with chasing the bird. She just stands there and waits.
Yep. And then
won't come back. I had to go pick her up.
And then when we were on the walk on the day that I overwalked her, we came across another dog who had ill behavior, and she was pulling me. And I'm a big guy. She was literally pulling me with all fours as hard as she could. As soon as the dog goes by, up goes the bad paw again. Right? So
it's definitely a
so back to the duck though.
Yeah, poor dog.
It crashed to the ground and it could walk fine. It tried to fly.
It was all black,
and I could see the right wing, the left wing looked healthy. The right wing looked healthy, but right at the tip it was broke. You can see it. So dang, so it's not going to fly. And then at first I thought I had a broken leg, but then I realized it just couldn't fly because it was running away from the dogs. Okay.
Poor thing.
Duck story number 1. Duck story number 2. When I was a kid, and through my 30s and 40s and 50s and even 60s, okay, I was never going to be one of them guys to be non-fashionable enough to ever wear, even though they're fine boots, LL Bean duck boots, okay? Because, I don't know, they just, to me, is a sign of an old, decrepit man who really doesn't care what he looks like.
You kind of have to go back to when we were kids and people used to wear rubbers over their
Correct.
shoes.
My mother always wanted me to wear rubbers to school, and I would take the rubbers off.
Me too.
And hide them and go to school without my rubbers. So that's good.
And have wet feet.
You're right, Sue. That has a lot to do with it. Okay.
So we kind of grew up in that stage where we don't want to wear rubbers on our shoes. Sorry. So that's what they kind of looked like to us.
Well, gay is the wrong word, but
we didn't think they were very.
We just thought they were unfashionable.
You never thought they were very masculine
and weird. Kind of like when I was a kid, I would never wear a winter coat. It could be 0 out. I'm not wearing a winter coat. It's not cool. Anyways, duck boots. Okay, I just am sick and tired of working on a golf course and having my feet wet daily. Even as a mechanic, your feet got wet because you were always washing off machines to work on. So your feet got wet. It's just the way it was. So I spent the first 48 years or whatever of my life
with wet feet.
Never wearing duck boots and having daily wet feet. And I actually bought a pair. And guys, I absolutely love them. They are absolutely the warmest, snuggest, most waterproof thing I've ever wore. Yeah, they were close to $300 or whatever, but they got a 10-year guarantee.
10 years is a long time to get
out of a shoe. And even at that, if they break down, you can send it back, and for $50, they'll rebuild the boot. They'll use they'll unstitch the whole thing, and they will use anything that's good and put a new sole on it and charge you $50. So how can you
go wrong?
How can you go wrong? I did all the reviews. In all different ways, is the boot as good as they say? Is the boot any bird? Do people hate the boot? What's the reviews? And I could find almost nothing bad about the boot. Everybody loved them. One guy said it's lasted well over 10 years. Now, I'm tougher on boots and stuff, so we'll see. But I got a good feeling that they're going to last. I think they're worth every penny. They have this fur lining.
Yeah, they've got the Sherpa.
The Sherpa.
Yeah.
So I won't be wearing those in the middle of the summer, I must say. So I'm going to try to get myself another less expensive pair that doesn't have the Sherpa on the inside. It just has like a thin coat of flannel, and that I can wear in the summer because I get a feeling I'm going to like those so much that I'm not going to want my feet to get wet in the summer either.
Right.
So we'll see. Anyways, I'm a duck boot guy, guys.
And he said they feel like slippers. So he said they're that comfortable.
They was comfortable with my slippers. Brand new right out of the box. They felt like I was wearing slippers. And I didn't think I'd like them because I didn't realize that they always had a heel. I just thought they were flat-footed like a regular pair of rubbers, but they're not. They actually have a heel. They have a good shank in it, so it gives you a firm feel. But they're snug and warm and dry. And if you don't like them, don't look at my feet.
We've actually gotten used to looking at him already.
Right? At first it was odd. Susie would watch him walk across the room like a three,
Like shaking my head like, oh,
it was a
geez.
3-headed animal or something. You know what I mean? Okay. Before we end up, guys, I want you to know I'm starting a new little series here pretty soon, and I've already gone and done some filming. But have you noticed there's all sorts of roadside memorials to soldiers, or to the Marine Corps, or the Navy, or the Army, or the Marines, or a particular boat or whatever on the side of the road. There'll be islands, at least around here in Massachusetts and stuff like that. And up here in the north there is. I guess they're everywhere. I haven't noticed. But it's in honor usually of a troop or a soldier or something that or somebody missing in action that never been found or whatever. There's some sort of memorial. So I'm doing a little series here. I'm going to try my best to do some research on these soldiers, and I'm going to do a little bit of a talk on the soldier as I'm showing the memorial and give them a little bit of honor. And I think that's kind of a cool thing to do. I really feel good about it. It just, a bell went off to me one night in the middle of the night, like that would be a cool thing to do. So I've got several filmed, and I want you all to look forward to that. This past 2 days ago, I just put up a film on the Franklin Park Conservatory, and that film came out nice, guys. I must say.
Nice place.
It really is a nice place. It's beautiful. I've gotten wonderful comments, wonderful reviews. Go back and check it out. The title of the video is "Was This Worth It?" with a big question mark. And as you'll see, it was well
beautiful.
worth it. Finally, to end it, Sue's doing well. Sue walked with us today and pushed the cabbage uphill, which is difficult, okay? And she is doing really, really well. Yay! She's over her virus. Her lupus is under control. And whatever her breathing problem is about 80% better.
I would say.
Yeah, I mean, she had a little trouble a couple of days ago. But if it's humid out,
or wet.
Or wet and humid, like if the air has a lot of moisture in it, she has a little harder time breathing, which kind of makes sense, I suppose, you know. But, and finally, here I am, 70 years old, and I have been called for jury duty, I mean, at least 15 times
every
in my
3
life.
years.
And I do not think I'm exaggerating.
Every 3 years, no.
15 years easy.
Failed.
The last time, I'm not going to tell you what I did, but I behaved badly and thought I got marked down as never being called back again. I'm not going to get into the details, especially on social media. And they kind of escorted me out of the building, and I thought I got a check mark next to my name or a red flag next to my name because it's been a while, and I just got called again, guys. So here I am starting a job on May 4th, and the first thing I had to tell my boss is I have jury duty on July 2nd.
And it's, of course, the July 4th weekend, which is going to be a big weekend for the golf course.
And I was going to change it, but I'm thinking if they have who in their right mind is going to start a trial that wouldn't be over by Saturday on July 4th weekend.
Right.
So I probably got a pretty good chance of being called off, and B, I'm really an expert at not going on trials. I mean, I've done it many times, either by acting ignorant or whatever, and I'm not going to get into it. Okay. But I don't want to be on a jury. I know it's my duty. I don't have the patience for it. I don't really care that much. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't have the patience to sit there and try to. I don't even really have patience for movies that has court trials. I just don't. I mean, it's okay, but just saying.
I was on one trial, and it was a drunk driving charge, and the guy, the defense lawyer, ended up being our the prosecutor, became Massachusetts prosecutor. So he was very good. He was very good. Well, he made us believe that the guy was not drinking. And come to find out, we were back deliberating, and we asked the judge, where was the policeman that stopped him? And he said he couldn't be there that day. And because he couldn't be there that day, they could not take any of his information into evidence. So, okay, so everybody, half and half, it was a kind of hung jury type thing. Well, there wasn't a hung jury because half wanted him, half said no, half said yes. But anyways, he got not guilty. He walked away.
A little over half said not guilty, right?
He walked away, And afterwards, the judge came in and told us that he was drunk and driving.
Right.
He did not pass the breathalyzer test, but because that policeman couldn't be in court that day, they could not bring that evidence into the courtroom, which is so unfair. So I have felt guilty about that ever since that, because I was one of the ones that voted, not guilty because his lawyer was good. He really was good.
Slick.
Yeah.
Very
and he ended
slick.
up being the prosecutor for the Massachusetts. He was just good. It's like, okay, if I ever get in trouble, I want him on my side because he's good.
Okay, so
But anyways, it was just very sad to think that this man was drunk and driving. They
Right.
had proof of it, but because that cop couldn't show up to court, he got away with it.
So you're there.
And it's very sad.
So you're there to do your civil
Yeah.
duty, but they're tricking you into the wrong
very hard.
decisions. So this is
Yeah.
why I just don't have patience, because it's political too. And whoever has the most money and the best lawyer is, like she said, is going to 9 times out of 10 come out the other side fine because they have the best lawyer and the most money. Okay,
Very sad.
that's all I'm saying.
So
So
like
I really don't have patience. I will do it if I get called, but I'm telling you right now, I won't go on a jury. I won't. I just
I just think they have to change some of the rules, because the fact that they had that information, and just because the cop couldn't show up to present that information, it's still information that they had, and they could have put that information out there, but they didn't because of the stupid rules.
And
So
if
I
you're
think
going to
some
make
of
a
the rules
decision,
have
you
to be
deserve
changed.
all the facts, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
No trickery.
Right.
Just give us the facts.
I'm very, much no drinking and driving situation. I'm totally,
Yeah.
against drinking and driving. But yet, I let somebody go that was drinking and
I
driving.
don't think
And
anybody's
it's very
for
upset.
it, but, we are against
Right.
it. We're against it. Yeah.
Right.
So.
We don't drink anyway, so we're not drinkers, and
No.
we don't think that if you're gonna drink, don't drive by all means. It's very simple.
So.
But anyway, so that's what happened for me anyway. So, but yeah, so
Yeah, so I'm
He's
just
got
I'm,
jury duty.
I'm soured about the whole process, but I'm going to do it. I do what I got to do.
And the thing is, everybody in our family,
That's what it is.
even our kids, both our kids, every 3 years, and I've gotten called every 3 years. I just got released because when I was really sick with lupus, I couldn't even walk I couldn't get myself there. So my doctor actually gave me an excuse, so I don't have to do jury duty any longer. So I lucked out there. But not that I lucked out, but because I was sick. But anyways, our kids have all had it every 3 years. We have it every 3 years, like clockwork. Where he's got a friend that he went to, he worked with for 40 plus years.
Never
He
been called.
never once has had
Not
jury
ever.
duty.
And I know,
Ever.
and there's several people in my life that's
Never.
never been called. And it's not because they don't
How
have
can that
records.
be?
They don't have records. I don't know. I don't understand it. But anyways, I've gone enough in my life. I'm 70 years old. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I have spent a lot of days at courts. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, guys, we're up to 30 minutes.
Oh.
So we need to cut it. We thank everybody for being here. We didn't think we had too much to talk about, but here we are. We just filled the whole freaking half an hour somehow. I don't know how that
Don't know
happened.
how we do it.
Gracie, we'll give you a heads up next week. We'll give you a heads up next week on a couple of other things. I've officially gotten hired by the town of Acushnet. I go to work on May 4th. So that's the last thing I wanted to really say. How about you?
Okay, that's it. We'll hope the puppies are better. Well, Gracie's better. Spike's not happy without his
Spike's
sister.
destitute without
He
his
just
sister.
doesn't know what to do without her, and can't figure out why she won't let him play with him, and he's just beside himself. And she's beside herself because she can't let him play. So it's been a
It is.
strange week around here this week.
Hopefully we have a less strange week. Anyways, guys, thanks.
Thank
We're
you,
almost out of
guys.
battery too, so
Bye, everyone.
love you
Have a
guys for
great
being
week.
here, and thanks a lot. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, share us out, and we will see you next week at the same time, same channel.
Same bat channel.
This is episode 8, and next week we'll be doing episode 9. Thank you.
God bless
Spill the
everybody.
Beans Saturday. Bye.